Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. For those of you new to the channel, and also a reminder for all the rest of you, sort of going over the approach that I have on my channels. We got some comments lately with people that like expect certain things from certain videos or whatnot. It all started in 2015. I had like 10 subscribers, whatever, which are basically my friends. And then we started playing a bit of games. I was playing Need for Speed World at the time, and the servers went down on that game in 2015, and so we needed something else to play. And so, seeing I was playing that Need for Speed World, I thought, I will have a look around on Origin and see what they have available there. And so I bought some older Need for Speed games, Need for Speed Pro Street, Shift, Most Wanted, Hot Pursuit. So 2007, 2009, 2010, 2012 versions of game. Played a bit of all of them. Yeah, didn't like Pro Street very much. Hot Pursuit, too much surrounding the cops. Didn't like that very much. Need for Speed Shift, I played a bit, but I did not make any videos of that. And then I played Most Wanted, including some of the DLC packs that were available back then. Could all pick them up for free in a way, in such a way that like it was a couple of years. We were 2015. These titles are 2007, 2009, 2010. You could pick them up for like $5 or whatever. So I bought that and I started playing Most Wanted, and that's sort of how I started posting on YouTube. I did like the jackspots, showed that off, and every 3 jackspots of every single car. Even still today we get comments and views on those things. Some people still don't seem to understand. The things you read there sometimes is getting a bit crazy. Talking about cheating or modding or whatnot. No, it is just I buy a game, I buy the DLC packs. If you cannot get the BMW M3 GTR, then you probably do not have the DLC pack where it comes with. It's as simple as that. There's nothing modding involved. There is nothing, I never cheat or mod or whatever. You just buy the game and buy, if there are DLC packs, either you buy them instantly, you buy like an Ultimate Edition or so, or you buy a normal game and then later on you add the DLCs. And so then the channel started growing a bit. I needed something else to play, so I moved to The Crew 1. 4,168 hours. That meant that at that time we were focusing on that game, we were playing that game almost daily, and that also meant that we were posting videos daily from that game. But what some people, especially if you're new to the channel, you might not know how the approach of my channels is, but it always has been the same. I've made that clear from the beginning. That means you will never hear me in any of my videos or stream ask to follow or to subscribe or to like my videos, any of that thing. First of all, because personally I find it a bit begging. Secondly, when you do that, you also obligate yourself to give certain content that your subscribers or followers or whatever expect from you. That's not how we do things around here. We just play whatever it is that we like. And I do say we because I like to hang out with some friends. We have some people that we are playing with several years already, and whenever they're around, we play some games. Either they join me or I join them, and we end up playing that game. Back in those days, it was very often The Crew. We all played The Crew. Me, Valister, Lil Bocus, Don B, you name it. All those people, they were playing The Crew, and we were playing it. We were playing summits, which in a pretty hardcore style, in such a way, we just didn't play the summit. No, we played for top 5 spots overall, and that means that you have to be there every day improving your scores, because your opponents also improved their skill test or their time attack, so you had to do the same. So you had to be there every day, which of course sort of made it at that moment in time a Crew YouTube channel in a way. There was also some, when I bought the game, I was looking around for the car wrecks and all that kind of stuff. Didn't really find things the way I wanted to see on YouTube. So I thought, I can do that myself, the way I wanted to see it, and I make videos, sort of informative videos, very clearly showing where you could find a car wreck and how to get to that car wreck. You saw some videos out there, they were posting the car wreck, but they were teleporting from one car wreck to another, and you had no idea where they were on the map. So always did it that way. And that's sort of how I started, and then the channel started growing, and meanwhile we are on YouTube, 2,370 subscribers. All people that voluntarily clicked that button. Seen I never ask any of that in any of my videos. Of course, after the crew, a couple of years later, they came up with the crew 2. At that moment in time, I pre-ordered this game, what was it called? The Gold Edition, I think. So it's like sort of the Ultimate Edition at that moment. When we pre-ordered it, later on they added the Motor Nation Edition. But at the moment when I pre-ordered, that thing was even not available. A couple of months later, they added like another version of it. But we already pre-ordered, so we didn't cancel. I just stick with the Gold Edition. And then, of course, when we were invited to join the TPC, the Pit Crew, which was sort of the feedback group of this, we were invited by the devs themselves, certain people, 25 to 30 people, each of them representing a different group, either the casuals, the competitives of the cruisers. So the 3 Cs, that is what the Crew 2 community is. You have the casuals, you have the competitives, and you have the cruisers. And so we were invited, and then I also had a Motor Nation edition, which I have on Uplay. The Gold edition I have on Steam over here. As a casual, I think you should not be complaining, because you have a Gator Rush, you have Demolition Derby, you have hobbies coming in, you have the Cup Things episodes coming on. So as a casual player, you don't need to complain about this, because you have lots of content for your playstyle. As a competitive, we have gotten the summit, but they call it a competition. It is not really a competition. There are things which they in a way promised us. They restrict all these events, that's all fine, but at the same time, they do not restrict skill tests. And they said in the beginning, oh, don't have to worry about it, we will restrict it, so that because we already like very experienced in the Crew 1, we knew that was going to be a problem, because people always do these things with the dragster. That is annoying, it's boring, it's every week the same. If they would restrict it to, let's say, 1 week you have to do a slalom with a street race, and the next week with a touring car, that would make it way more interesting. We did not have to worry about it, they were going to do that. I think we are 2 years later now, it's pretty clear they probably can't do it, because otherwise we would have it, and we are 2 years later now, and what are we doing? Indeed, we are doing these things in the dragster. So yeah, there are some things wrong. You have the back on track, which is totally not competitive, and it is abused to shortcut corners with a reset. So that thing, if they really want to make it competitive, the back on track needs to go out of the summit. They can keep it for free roam if you make a mistake, you need back on track, I can all understand that. But within the summit structure, it needs to go. Because if you make a mistake, people are competitive, they say, okay, we make a mistake, I can't get a good time or a good score. What do? You restart the event immediately. That is what you do as a competitive. So that back on track makes no sense. But it's still there. They refuse to remove it for some reason or another. It's all fine. Those are all things which are slightly broken. So for the competitives, we have the summit. With some broken stuff, which they, for some reason or another, either they can't or they refuse to fix. And that is slightly starting to bother myself and other competitors. Group number 3 is the cruisers. If I would be a cruiser in this game, I would be pissed as hell. Because we are playing for 2 years and they have not gotten anything properly for a cruiser. There's not something what you could say like, yeah, in a way you could say certain of these hobbies where you had to drive from A to B in a certain time. But the fact that you had to do it in a certain time already makes it a bit competitive and not so much for the cruiser. So the cruisers, yeah, I don't know, some sort of free drive challenge or something that they can create their own routes, that track creator, something in that order that they can create their own routes. Those kind of things, those are things that cruisers would like to see, they are not there yet. So as a cruiser supporting this game for 2 years, I would be pissed off. So I can understand people like Asamur and so don't play that much, because he says like there's also nothing really that they can make money from, unless they have to do Summit, which is competitive, or they have to do certain events, which is the casual style. So yeah, if they just by cruising around, you're not going to make much money in this game. And that is a bit of a problem if you are really a cruiser. There's got to be a way to make money in this game for you as well. They promised all kind of things, but we will see. But at this moment in time, it's not there, so we are 2 years into the game. I would be pissed if I was a cruiser. And when the Crew 2 came out, obviously, we installed that game and we uninstalled the Crew. That is how it goes. If there's a new title, you move on. Some people will stick in the Crew 1, and also that back in those days, I had some comments like, oh, Crew 1, yeah, the Crew 1 is over. If the Crew 2 comes out, the Crew 1 is over. If the Crew 3 comes out, whenever in 2-3 years, if they make it, and whenever it comes out, yeah, then the Crew 2 will be over. That is how the world goes in the gaming. It's the same with Forza. We had Forza 1, Horizon 1, 2, 3, 4. Next year probably 5. Yeah, then the other games go off the hard disk. That is how it is. So yeah, at the moment, they're not fixing things that we are reporting, and they are going with new casual content again. It's a bit too much focus on the casuals and the kids, in my opinion, and not so much fixes for the competitives, and there is nothing at all for the cruisers. That is fine. If they want to do it like that, they want us to play casual, fine, then we play casual. And that means that this game at the moment is restricted on my channels to stream on Wednesday. We do the summit, 1 hour, 2 hours, we set a score, try to approach 1.3 million, maybe a bit over it, guaranteed platinum for the rest of the week, and we don't have to come back to it. If they want us to play casual, we play it casual, once a week. That's it. That also means we have room for other games, and that is what we always have been doing. But that is something that certain people on my channel do not seem to understand. Going by the comments, they expect me to post every day a video of the Crew 2 or whatever, and then and it has to be on YouTube because they don't want to watch Twitch or... yeah, that is not my problem, my friends. Everybody on my channels, whether it's followers or subscribers or whatnot, have voluntarily clicked that button. And people come and people go. That is the way it goes on these things. I appreciate the support, and I appreciate those who are there to follow and to want to subscribe, whether it's on YouTube or on Twitch. We appreciate all that. But you cannot expect somebody to post only the games that you want to see. Me and my friends, we play different games, so you're going to see different stuff occasionally. One of them being, for instance, Euro Truck. This is one of those games released end 2012, early 2013, but it gets updated. They do not make Simulator 3, 4, 5 or 6 or whatever. Nope, they just keep it with Euro Truck Simulator 2, and they update the maps every year. New DLC, France has been expanded, Italy has been expanded, Scandinavia has been added to the map, the Baltic states have been added to the map, Eastern Europe has been added, and this year it will be Iberia, meaning Spain and Portugal, that will be added somewhere in November or December. So this game is constantly evolving, and that means that we come back to this game occasionally if we feel like playing it, if we want to have more of a relaxed drive, especially now that I have a wheel. That is also things that have changed over time, of course. In the beginning I was playing with an i5 processor with a GTX 960, so I was limited to certain things. I still have that i5, but I'm upgraded that 960 to a 1070, and that is now my second PC. And then recently, a couple of months ago, I bought a, at that moment in time, top-notch PC. 3,500 euros that thing costed me. i9 processor, RTX 2080 Ti, 64 gigs of RAM, water-cooled, SSD M.2, and whatever you name it, it's all in there. And that obviously has been added. Another 1,000 euros for play seat and pro pedals and a steering wheel. That is not just to play the Crew 2. Grade 2, Forza, those are arcade games. Not necessarily need to play them with a wheel. What you do have to play with a wheel, for instance, you can play it with a keyboard, not so much with a controller. Keyboard works kind of okay for Euro Truck, but with a wheel, obviously, it works way better. Assetto Corsa Competizione is something that we added after we bought the wheel. And that, of course, means simulation. This is sort of, if you're new to simulation, as I am, some of my friends are, this is probably one of the best to start with. You could go immediately go full force and go to something like iRacing or R Factor, where you subscribe for 1 or 2 years. So you sort of buy content, and then everything else needs to be bought separately. If you want a car, you need to buy it. If you want a certain competition and you need certain tracks, you need to buy those tracks. So that can be over time very expensive, especially if you don't know what you're doing. That's why Assetto Corsa is more simple in that way, that you just buy the game. It's going to cost you $50-$60, whatever it is you want in there. DLC wise, it's also not super expanded, so you have the game itself is like $35 or $40. You have the international GT pack, which adds 4 extra tracks on it. That makes it about $55, and then recently they added GT4 pack, which adds 10 or 15 GT4 cars, which you can buy for another $15 or $20. So that's what we have at Assetto Corsa. We have the GT4 pack bought recently, and I bought the International GT edition sort of. So it was like the game plus this International GT pack that was added to it. So that is what we have. We are completely new to it, so we are trying to figure out setups and so, which are way more in depth than in an arcade game like The Crew or Forza, obviously. So we're still trying to figure it out. Tire pressures and all that kind of stuff. It's a search, and then either it works or it doesn't work. So there's a lot of failing here and there, but we have fun in it. It's an enjoyable game to play, and the numbers go up pretty quickly. Meaning, I think I played it about 15 hours trying to test it out, and meanwhile we're almost on 100 hours in the last couple of weeks and days. So that's also why I, for instance, yesterday posted part number 1 of the career. Wanted to have a look on that, and I posted that on my YouTube channel. Then I got some comments from one dude there. Sorry, this is a crap game. I will not follow this channel anymore. Crew 2 rules. So that's one of those guys that did not understand the approach of this channel. Meaning I play whatever me or my friends like to play at that moment in time, and if we like that game, we play that, and that is also what we stream or post. But some people don't understand that. They expect a Crew 2 video every day or so. Yeah, that's not how we do things around here. What else do we have? Transport Fever, but I'm in the group that I'm playing. I'm sort of the only one who has it. This is more, logistic in a way. You create your own train lines, truck lines, and you need to make the world run. And you constantly have to improve. There are boats involved. There are planes. You need to create all the lines that those things need to drive or fly or sail, and try to make money from all of your lines. That's sort of, it's an interesting game, but I'm the only one who has it together with You're Ridiculous, I think, Roy. But this is also one, you play, it's more single player based, so it's more thing that you play upstream. I streamed it a couple of times, I think, got some views on it, but it's it's one of those games, you can play it and people like to watch it, but for playing with a group, it's not that interesting, because it's more based on single player. WRC7 we played a bit. I also posted some videos back in the day when I was doing that. And then they came up with WRC8, and that's where they lost me. I like to have my games on Steam as much as possible. Give or take some things which come from another game publisher, obviously. Something like Need for Speed, you need EA or Origin. Something like Ubisoft games, you need Uplay. That's the way it is. Those are sort of the 3 things that we have. And then WRC 8 came out, and yeah, they had some sort of exclusive deal going with Epic Store, which are the Fortnite store or whatever. No, that's where they lost me. If you have WRC 7 available on Steam, you should also have WRC 8 available on Steam. It is available now, 1 year later, but no, then I will skip it. You want to play the game when it is released on the platform that you would like to have it, in this case Steam, and they did exclusive deals. No. And the same will be for WRC 9. From the Dirt, we have Dirt 3, complete edition that I bought a bundle on the Humble store one day, and which is sort of like a charity thing. You can pay as much money as you want for a game. You need to pay a certain average amount, but if you want to pay more, then it goes to charity. And then you can buy some bundles there, and Dirt 3 complete edition was in one of those bundles. That's why I have it. At a certain moment, it was even for free. I think. Yeah, you see a lot of people in my friends list have it. This game, so we probably all bought the bundle back then and spent some money to charity and got a few games to go with it. Played around a bit in it. I did a few videos on it, not much, I think. Dirt 4, similar story. I have it. I don't like it very much. It's too much arcadey, and what I definitely don't like is the repetition that you have on those tracks. You do a track, you do a stage, you go from point A to point B, you have like the first 20% is okay, and then it starts repeating. So that first 20%, you sort of take it out of the map, and then you put it from 20 to 40%, and that's that same track that you just saw in the first 20%. So they are like repeating, the same corners are coming back, which in the beginning you don't even notice it. After a while you start noticing, like, and after a couple of stages it's starting to bother you. So this is like one of those games, yeah, no, it's not my style. It's too much arcade. If you're talking about rally game, you're gonna end up with Dirt Rally. After Colin McRae and Richard Burns was pretty quiet on the rally front, and then suddenly out of nowhere Dirt Rally came out. Probably one of the best rally games of the last years. Really, really good. At the time I was playing it with a keyboard, which made it also really, really difficult. I might give it another go now that I have a wheel. I haven't played it recently, but we'll have a look. Maybe even buy Dirt Rally 2.0. We will see. So that's sort of where we are in the crew and rally stages in my Steam games. What else do we have? Yeah, we did a bit of a stupid purchase. Formula 1 2019, bought it in April or May, knowing that Formula 1 2020 was going to come out. So yeah, we played around a bit, not that much, 30 hours. Played around a bit, tested our settings a little bit, that kind of stuff. And then there was 2020 in July, and then we bought that. Sort of similar here, we played around a bit, but it is, yeah, we have quite some people around on the Discord that have the game, but it's more or less single player based. And the fact that it has a new title every year makes it already less interesting to play in a way, because yeah, you have people going through the single player campaign, and then they sort of saw it, and that's it. The other problem you have with it, even if you go to make some server with your friends or so, very often you gonna have to deal with rain. You have the dynamic weather thing, but you cannot put it off, and very often you're gonna have rain in, which makes it less interesting, you know. Especially if you're like new to this game, you wanna first try to drive the car and learn the tracks on a dry track, which is not very possible, because half the time you have rain in these things, either in qualification or in the rain. Tested it a couple of days or weeks ago, it was still the same. So it's like that dynamic weather option, you should be able to put it off, but it's still not the case. So we'll see. I've noticed that less and less people are playing it. Within the group that we have, we saw people regularly play it. So more than likely they went through the campaign and they had it done and dealt with in a way. And you don't see that play it anymore. Recently I bought Among Us. I know one or two that have the game meanwhile, but we're still trying to find out if we can get a group of 10 people together It's a sort of who's done it, a sort of clue thing. You have if you can get a full group of 10 people together, you can play it from 4 to 10 people, but the best way is to, if you have a full group of 10 people, then you have 2 imposters, and it's a pretty simplistic game in a way. You only have to move around either with your arrows or WSAD on your keyboard, and that's it. You just have to move around. You need to do, as a crew member, you have 8 crew members and 2 imposters. You have the 8 crew members, they need to do certain tasks, and the 2 imposters needs to try to prevent that, and they can also kill the others. But of course, people are looking around and trying to investigate what's going on. So the idea is, of course, as a crew member, you want to find out who the imposters are and at the same time finish your tasks. As an imposter, you want to prevent the crew members from doing that. So you kill a few people. Of course, the best way to play that is, for instance, on a Discord voice channel. And then you have like all kind of stuff happening. You have people lying, you have people accusing each other. So you need to have like a good group of friends, because if you play it with some randoms or people that you consider to be your friend but not really sure of, you might end up with half the group after a couple of games of this thing. So you need a good group of people, people that understand that it is a game. You're lying, you're accusing each other, you're it can get fighty at moments, but always keep in mind it is a game. It's not the idea. It's one of those games that can break friendships if you don't have the right group of people. So we'll see. If we can find a group, we might post some stuff about that. That's sort of it at the moment for my Steam games. As for EA, yeah, you see, I also bought after. When I bought the packages of the older games of Need for Speed, I had a look at 2015 in the demo. So I downloaded the demo, I played that. I believe you could play it for 10 hours. It was only at nighttime. Bit of a cheesy story. Other than that, yeah. Again, it's the cops always. The cops are always bothering me. I don't have a problem with cops, but if you want to play cops, yeah, then you can go to something like... If you really want to mess with the cops, you can go to something like... Police Simulator Patrol or Duty. That is only about cops and doing, you can pull over people, and it's not the best game, but you know what I mean. If you want to play around with cops, then you buy a cops game. I don't want any racing game or so to be too much focused on cops. In Need for Speed, you always have cops. Yeah, in things like Hot Pursuit, it is focused around cops. That's too much for me. In Need for Speed 2015, it was kind of okay. 2017, I think it was, we had Need for Speed Payback. Yeah, not the best game. I played it, I went through the campaign thing, and then so that was it. Was kind of okay in a way. Then they came with Need for Speed Heat. Yeah, that is something. I think I did a video on that. Not my game. It is. You had daytime, you had nighttime. Nighttime was... In one thing you could make your money, in the other thing you could make your reputation. But once you were done with all that, the nighttime became completely obsolete. If you had done with your campaign, you had the maximum level, then you didn't even need to be in the nighttime anymore, because there was nothing to do anymore. There were only a few races available. All the rest was about cops, which I was not even interested in. And then in daytime you could only do races. There is no PvP, there is nothing. There were promised a lot of upgrades that never came. The first upgrade that came was immediately DLC, and you had to pay for cars. That makes no sense. We buy Ultimate Editions and whatnot, and then don't get anything in return. And it's also a so-so game. Some parts of the map are just copycats from parts of Payback, and Payback was already not that great. So yeah, Heat, no. I believe we have a new title coming next year. I expect more of the same. I don't expect anything great from it anymore. So yeah, this is one of those things. All these Need for Speed games, I'm not touching them much at the moment. Which brings us to Uplay, where we have also the crew. I have it on Steam, but I also have it here because, as you can see, I have 2 copies of each, as well of the crew as of the crew 2. Tom Clancy's The Division 2. We played that quite a lot at a certain moment in time. Somewhere this time last year, we started playing that for several weeks. Was all fine, was trying to figure out the weapons and all that kind of stuff. till a certain moment they did some changes, and now you can only play more or less challenging or heroic if you want to get some proper weapons. If you play on normal or hardcore or so, yeah, you get like some lousy weapons, green and purple, while you want to have yellow. Sort of, it's similar like the crew in a way. It works with like parts, green, purple, yellow, gold, whatever it is. But yeah, the good weapons you only get if you play on the highest difficulty now, and no, it's not that interesting. We played it, we bought the New York expansion, we played that, and that's sort of when it sort of went wrong after that. So we stopped step by step, although we were playing it separately, sometimes together, but also separately. Step by step, everybody stopped playing, even separately. So yeah, in our group at least, that is. So that's sort of what it comes to Uplay. At the moment, we are mainly playing the Crew 2 on Wednesday, and that's about it. All the other games are some Uplay Plus thing that we tried once, and then we tested some games like Steep and Trial Rising. Not really my thing, not any of the two. And Watch Dogs 2 we got for free by watching Ubisoft Forward in July, more or less. But also that, yeah, not really my game. We tested it. So that's about it when it comes to games and what you can expect on my channel. For those who haven't understood it, that's what we do. We play the games we like with friends, and that is what we post on YouTube or stream on Twitch. Lately more on Twitch. Things also evolved within my life, you know. Lost more or less everybody around me, being my mom passed away in 2015, my dad in 2017, my granddad in 2018. Had to sell the house together with my niece. We were the inheritance, more or less. So now I'm living on an apartment by myself, which means I have to do the shopping, I have to do the cooking, I have to do the cleaning. And so it is easier to just play the games in the evening and just stream them than having to be involved in recording and uploading videos to YouTube. And so we just do the stream. It's also more fun to stream. We can stream for an hour, 2 hours, or 10 hours, whatever we feel like. But it's not that interesting to export a 10-hour video to YouTube. People will not watch that to begin with. So the videos you will see are things that we are doing a shorter stream, or that do a stream, a short stream, and make that into a video for YouTube. So on YouTube we are posting a bit less, but we are normally every day around on Twitch lately. What else do we have? Need to think about it. Oh yeah, we have Battle State Games. That means EFT. That's a launcher for Escape from Tarkov. I am intending to play that more. Sort of waiting on 12.8, which is a wipe again, I think. This game is still in development in a way. Although I paid $140 for it because I bought the Edge of Darkness edition, which includes all future updates and DLCs. And also gives you a larger inventory space and that kind of stuff. And a bigger save container, which is kind of important in that game. Meanwhile, me and Valister have it, so we will play it a bit more once we get the chance. A bit seeing when we can play, when he can play. Things have also changed in his life, so we need to come up with some timing that we can play it on a Friday or a Saturday or so. Maybe not every week, but we will see what we can do. Gonna try to get a bit deeper in that game. We paid quite a lot of money for it, so we will play that a bit more. We're definitely gonna get a bit deeper in Competizione Accetta Corsa, because I have it, Bocus has it, I think even Don B has it, Valister has it. We have a few people who have it, so we might one day or another, if we can get... That's always the thing that you have lately. People are playing different games, so it's a bit harder to get people together at the same day, at the same time. If we can get some people together, we might end up doing a few streams, creating a server, and then get some people there and do some races, maybe a little bit of practice, but some qualification and races mainly. Trying to figure out, helping each other out with the setups. We're all a bit noobs in this game, so we'll figure it out. So we have some Euro Truck going. We occasionally we have the crew on Wednesday. We play EFT. We're gonna get a bit involved in. I might go back to Dirt Rally just to check it out with the wheel. We'll see if I stream that or do videos on it. Assetto Corsa, definitely gonna keep playing. If we can find a group, we might throw in some Among Us, and we also have Warzone, which it's the 29th today, so that means that today it's gonna update. Either tonight or in the next couple of hours, we will be able to download season number 6. Warzone. Yeah, it is free to play, but they have a strange way of upgrading things, for instance. It's every time like 20-30 gigs that comes in. I think the game is meanwhile 200 gigabytes. Very strange. They bring in updates, but then they do not remove the older content, and so it's all on your hard disk. They are trying to figure it out if they can make it happen in that way. Related to that, it's an easy to get because, yeah, in a way, it's something that you can quickly jump in and have some fun with friends. On the other way, there are 1001 things with it, which also frustrate you at times. So it's a bit of a weird game. But there are also some interesting things, like, for instance, a few puzzles going on. If we go, for instance, to the pawn.takespawn.com, you have that TV here. There were also some things happening. This was sort of... we had to do all kind of puzzles, and that eventually revealed the trailer of Call of Duty Cold War, which is the new game which will be released in the next couple of weeks. But that thing is still going in a way. These puzzles never seem to stop. And you, for instance, have this. It's also pawn.takespawn.com/codecave, and then you end up here on this thing. You can click this, and then you can play Zork, which is sort of a textual game. And then you can get achievements from that. You can get achievements. I don't know what the ultimate goal of this thing is, but in between you get some achievements. Some of these things you can redeem some stuff. There was a truck livery for the Warzone truck. There was a recently, last Friday, I think it was, we had 4 or 5 additional achievements that we could get. One of them, you could redeem a skin for one of the buggies in Warzone. So it's a bit related to Warzone, and it's a bit of puzzling. You see this thing here, this is sort of, some sort of postcard at the same time. One of those achievements, you needed to fill in your address, and then they would send some stuff to you. And they send a postcard with a part of the Zork map. The Zork is like, it's a textual game, so it gives you some information. You are here on a certain place, and then you can type in go north, or go east, or go south, or go west. And then you sort of try to figure out, you need to figure out where you are, although you don't see anything on a map, because you just have, it's like a old style game where you just type in things, and then you need to sort of imagine, get in your mind, or draw it on a piece of paper, what the map actually is. But there are some maps, of course. We are 2020. There are people who have sort of posted maps on the internet, so you can find a map sort of that you know where you have to go, and then you sort of end up in all different rooms, and in those rooms there are things happening, and then you need to read what you need to do and just type in. If you find a torch, you might have to turn on the lantern, or you light up the torch, and then you have some light, and then you go into a cave. Then you need garlic, which you can find in one of the rooms, because those caves will have bats in there. You need garlic, otherwise you die, that kind of stuff. And then you end up with all kind of achievements eventually. The first part was 36 achievements that you could get, and then you needed, in one of those you could fill in your information, and they would actually send you a postcard. I'm holding it as we speak, because it received, a couple of days later, I received it coming from Bath in the UK, although I'm living in Belgium, so also here they sent the postcard. And that postcard shows a part of the Zork map, and at the back end it will also show you a code. That code you can redeem also on this website, and then you have 37 achievements. And then I think it was last week's Monday or Tuesday, there were 4 more achievements coming in. So then we were 41. And then on Friday, a few more. I think we are on 47 now. And if I'm not mistaken, today some new stuff was happening. If I remember what it was. That's another one of those pawntakespawn.com. That pawntakespawn.com is also a website. We ended up, by solving another puzzle, we ended up on this website. And I'd done a stream once where we showed like all these videos, which was all kind of codes we had to decipher, and you had to watch videos every other day to you would getting codes in those videos to solve some other puzzles. So it's a whole puzzle structure which is related to Warzone. So it's not just shooting people on the map. And this thing is still going. I have no idea where that eventually is going to end up. It would not surprise me that if we have all the achievements together, maybe those people who are doing it might get a beta key to test out Cold War or something. Would not surprise me. It's all related, this thing, so that it's not only the game itself you play, you also mess around here on this pawntakespawn.com. You can watch on Geeky Pastimes on YouTube. He's sort of posting step-by-step videos about this Zork game. If you click on this terminal here, and then you can type in Zork. That's sort of to give you an idea what is going on. And then it will tell you, hey, you are here. That is now because I didn't log in. I can log in and then it will tell you. But this is sort of how it goes. West of the house, you are standing in an open field west of a white house with a boarded front door. There is a small mailbox here. That's sort of how the game normally starts. If I would log in, then the game would recognize that I already played, and it will give me my whole inventory of things, sort of treasures that I found, and they are in a crate in my living room. But then, like here, there is a small mailbox. You can open that mailbox by just typing in "open mailbox," and then you will find something in there which you can read. You read that, you have to drop it, you need to take stuff, and then you need to move to other places. We know that we are west of a White House, so if you go eastwards, you probably will find the White House, and then you can open a door or a window to get in the house, and then you find the kitchen, and that's sort of how you step by step you discover all the rooms. And if you draw that on a piece of paper, then eventually you end up with some sort of map. Or you can search on the internet and try to find the Zork map. That is also a possibility. That will sort of be it. Sort of an overview, especially for those who are new to the channel, what I do around here. Not so much on YouTube lately, but more on Twitch. And that means just as we started from the beginning, we play games mostly with friends, and we play whatever we like. And that is what we are streaming, and that is also what we are posting. And that is also the reason why we don't ask for follows or subscriptions or likes or whatnot, because then you are sort of obligated to your viewers, and then you need to stream whatever they want to see, although you might not like the game. That is not what we are liking very much, so we're trying to avoid that, and that is the way how we do it. So for those who want to crew 2, Wednesday. For those who want Warzone, we usually do Tuesday Troubles or Friday Fight. Sometimes Saturday Shooting. EFT sort of goes in that same category of videos that I'm doing. What else do we have? Tuesday Troubles, that's usually what we do. Monday Mess, we just mess around with whoever is around and whatever they want to play, like sort of messing around a bit after the weekend. The same goes Sunday Shenanigans. That can be anything from Warzone, EFT, or Assetto Corsa Competizione, Formula 1, the crew, whatever we feel like playing that day with whoever is around. On Wednesday we have the crew. Then on Thursday, Thursday testing. Thursday testing is more about racing games. Thursday Trouble can be also some shooting. Thursday trucking, if we do escape from Euro Truck Simulator. On Friday, I did a bit of Crew 2 again on my second drive, but then this time with the wheel. Wanted to see how that was gonna go. Not that well, I can tell you, because can't fly planes, you can't drive bikes with the wheel very well. So there were 3 events where we already had some issues. Saturday sniping I have here, that was some Warzone. Sometimes we have Saturday sliding, then we do some racing. And then Sunday shenanigans. What did we do yesterday? Oh, was not many people around, so I just played some Warzone by myself. With some randoms. Joined up with some random groups, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Today I didn't post anything because I was doing this video now and some other stuff going. Tomorrow, probably Tuesday Troubles again, because we have Season 6 of Warzone coming out. That will sort of be it, guys and girls. Sort of an overview of the channel and what we are doing here and how we do things here, and what are the different games that we have available to play. The main focus lately is Crew 2 on Wednesday, and then we mix up some Warzone with Assetto Corsa, some Escape from Tarkov, occasionally Euro Truck. That's sort of the main things that we are playing lately, but that might change over time. As I said, I also have Among Us, might play that one day or another. We're just having some fun and playing games with friends. That's what we do, and that's what we stream, and that's what we make videos of. Always has been like that, and as far as I think at this moment, it also always will be like that. That will be it. For those who are new to the channel, then you sort of know what is going on. For those who are longer over here in my channels, it's sort of a reminder that we play different games and not focusing on one game. I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.